really innovative, optimistic spirit down here, I must say. And just trying to communicate to people, not just investors, but parents, grandparents. This is how you steer students into this way of thinking and have them catch these waves, because they're going to be enormous, and make sure they stay away from the disrupted or the disintermediated or the soon to be destroyed.
I'm going to share this with you a little bit off the subject, but related. I just gave a talk to my kids' school, to all of the teachers. They're in 6th grade right now in middle school. And I asked 2 questions at the beginning. It was a talk on exponential technologies and where our world is going, because I don't think our schools are preparing our kids anywhere close for what's coming. And I asked the question, how many of you, and this is the teachers in the room, 150 of them, how many of you think that the world was better off 40 or 50 years ago? 2/3 of the room raised their hand.
The science curriculum for all of 6th grade throughout Pinellas County, and soon to be all of middle school.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
That is
awesome.
That is, because at the end of the day, this is not only what our kids are going to inherit, but what they're going to have to lead.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. 1 foot in the new world. Okay. Excite them about it, and especially in the lower socioeconomic, demographic, tell them this is the great leveler. This is the great leveler. Catch this wave, and your life and your family's life will be delightful.
I think that is such an important point. One of the things I talk about a lot is what I call the 6 Ds of exponential, that when you digitize something, you dematerialize, demonetize, and democratize it. It's deceptive in the beginning and then disruptive in the end. And Google, for example, isn't a little bit better.
I just asked them, okay, do you think the cell phone bringing the world together hurt people at the lower end? No, it helped them enormously. I remember when I lived in Ireland, which I did as a child, I remember how important, learning about the rest of the world was. There weren't any TVs in the households when I lived there. That was a long time ago. And it was a very rural part of Ireland. And so when one person got a TV and got to see how the rest of the world lived, transformed their lives. And the same thing happened with cell phones and smartphones, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now the fact that you can make a video call effectively for free if you're on Wi-Fi just continues to blow my mind.
I know. In 2014, when I founded ARC, I think Amazon was on its 9th generation drone. And at that time, this is 2014, the FAA would not let Amazon fly its drones outside on its own property. It had to be inside. And so they went to Hong Kong, India, as you say, UK, I think they went, and Australia. I mean, it's, and of course, the same thing has happened with crypto, broadly. A lot of talent has left this country, and a lot of the asset managers in Europe don't even want American customers because of our regulation. As recently as 2019, so that's 30 years after, was it? So he put it out in 99, did you say it was?
1999,
yes. So, 20 years later, in 2019, futurists, these aren't just normal, forecasters of technology, but actual futurists. It's a survey. Brett Winton, our chief futurist,
and AI focused futurists as well.
Exactly. So 2019, those futurists said AGI was 80 years away. Today, 8 years away. So Ray Kurzweil, and if they continue to make the same forecasting error, it could be 3 to 4 years away. And there you go. Ray may have hit it on the mark.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
nailed it. And we'll celebrate him.
And losers, good distribution, whether alone or with partners. And then finally, most important, harnessing that proprietary data that a company has that nobody else has. So that's where we're spending a lot of our time.
I tell my entrepreneurs, you've got to wrap your arms around your data. What data do you want to collect? What data do you have? What data are you going to gather? For sure. So when I'm looking at ARC for investments in AI, is it the Innovation Fund? Is it the Autonomous Tech Fund and Robotics Fund? Which ETF do you have most of your AI assets in?
Well, when we think AI, ARKW is probably the most focused, but AI, as I mentioned before, is going to permeate every sector, every industry, and should impact every company. And so our flagship strategy has the multiomics in it, scent of the proteome. We think with targeted protein degradators and degraders and multiomic sequencing, that is going to shoot up over the years. This is a slow moving because of regulatory, but to 58%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things I want to get to my favorite pet subject on human health span and longevity. We just launched the largest X Prize ever, $111 million of capital for the team that could reverse loss of function in muscle, immune, and cognition by 20 years or more. All right. So we have 300 teams. Hopefully we'll get to 1,000 teams competing for this X Prize. It's funded out of... And the best way to become a billionaire is help a billion people. And those convergent, principles uplift humanity in a beautiful way.
And I think, as you say, as far as human longevity, just use first principles thinking. Just because something has been done one way for 100 years, think automobile production, doesn't mean that's the way it should be in the future. That's what Elon has done and has, helped many people understand, wait a minute, can I think about this in a different way? And that's good. Just challenging conventional wisdom. Again, the more that happens, the more what you are saying is if more CEOs were like that, we'd have a much stronger economy, much better performing companies.
Yeah, without question. Hey, everyone. I want to take a quick break from this episode to tell you about a health product that I love and that I use every day. In fact, I use it twice a day. It's Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Hopefully by now you understand that your microbiome and your gut health are one of the most important modifiable parts of your health. Your gut microbiome is connected to everything, your brain health, your cardiac health, your metabolic health. So the question is, what are you doing to optimize your gut? Let me take a moment to tell you about what I'm doing. Every day, I take 2 capsules of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. It's a 2-in-1 median case and best case. Give us some of those numbers as you see them.
Yes, well, we have all kinds of metrics, but when I was at Abundance, the forecast was, our bull case was $1.5 million in 5 years. So that would have been 2027. We still have time. And we still think that's going to be right. If you just look at the institutional push into Bitcoin, this new asset class, they have to consider it as fiduciaries. When you use those code words, new asset class, what it means, the correlation of these returns are very low compared to those of other assets.